A very good morning to the DBMCI family. I'm Dr. Nachiket Bhatia, sitting here with Dr. Rajat Jain, and today we are going to discuss some common issues that every student is actually facing while registering for the Neet exam. We have got n number of queries where the student is having some or other kind of difficulty while he or she is filling the form. So for the starting, let me show you that we are here sitting with the printout of the registration form, and there are some n number of slots that you have to fill. And first of all, you need to know that we have uploaded a video with step-by-step instruction on how to fill the form. We have shown that with the name of Dr. Ritu Dogra. Now she has filled the form, and you can see that while filling the form what and how she has filled the form. So let's pick our first query. Dr. Jain, the first query that I want to know is that I have heard that you cannot change any of the personal details. Is that true?
Yeah. So if you see the Neet PG form is basically divided into two. One is the registration, and once you complete the registration, you get a user ID and a password on your registered email ID as well as the mobile. So in that registration, there are some columns like your name, your date of birth. Okay, and if I go so name, date of birth, and your what else is there? Then your Aadhaar ID. These are the things that are there, and there one more that you cannot change, and that is pretty acceptable because ultimately these are your identity. Okay, so in fact, even I have received lot of messages from the students that they have like entered this wrong. Now, if you have entered your name wrong, I mean something like that, you have filled a wrong form. But if your name is right and you have mistakenly written your date of birth in a wrong format or a wrong, and you have submitted the form, okay, so don't worry too much about that, because this problem, it's not just in this Neet. We have come across this particular problem many a times in last so many years with the student, when a student has mistakenly written his date of birth wrong in the AIMS form. See, the examiner or the paper, the people want the correct person is giving the exam, that's all. And that's a very, very good part of the Aadhaar number at this point of time. If your Aadhaar number is right, they have got all the correct demographic detail, and if your rank is with you, if you have got a rank in the exam, take my words, nobody can take your rank with you. You will be allowed to sit in the counselling. The most common concern is whether you will be allowed to sit in the counselling. Having said that, if there is any mistake, you just write an email to the national board. That will act as a proof that, see, anybody can commit a small mistake, that you have asked for this correction. Either they will reply to that mail that what you should do, or if they are not replying, you have a proof with you, so you need not to worry about that.
And email is a official proof that you wanted to change the date of birth of yours.
Yes. Okay.
And I have heard that many times the NBE helpline is not pretty useful, and I'm sure it is not useful. That is why just put them an email that you have given this statement wrong and you want to correct it. Now that's an official proof. Nobody can challenge that email.
Yeah.
Now coming to the second point, the date of joining of internship.
Yeah, so most of the students are confused about date of joining of internship. There was some glitch in the website where they were not taking up the internship date. So there are 2-3 remedies for that. First, this date can be changed later on. Neet has allowed, the NBE has allowed to change the date up to 27th of November. So if you want, you fill whatever date that you want to fill and submit the form, take the center, because students are apprehensive about taking up the center. Take the center, and later on, now what is happening is that there is too much of the overload on the website.
Now that's the point.
That we are not able to do so many things. But after 3-4 days, go back and change the date. Neet is aware of this, the national board is aware of this, so they're gonna make changes in the website.
Aside for the personal details, you can edit your application till 27th of November.
Yes.
You can edit your whole application except your personal details. In case of any mistake in the filling of personal details, give them a mail. Otherwise, you can edit your application.
Having said that, I'll say please avoid committing the mistake.
Exactly. And this is, this is your final obstacle that you have to clear.
Yeah. So
please make sure that this is your whole year's, a whole year's hard work that is going to pay for. So please make sure that you fill this form very, very seriously. And saying that, now we can come to the part where there is a single thing that people are getting confused on, is the religion, the minority, where you can choose between religious and linguistic.
Yeah. So again, many students have problems in this. So see, if you this is basically because it's an all India level exam, and different state, different institute, it's a pan one India one exam. So there are a lot of reservations. There are a lot of institutes which offer some seat reservation to some minority communities. There are some which are specific for particular language, and that is the reason that it has been put up. Okay, so if you are so you can put up, like many students ask me, sir, if you are Hindu, there is no criteria on that. You just put religious and others, and in the others you can put Hindu over there. Or even if you will leave it blank, then even there your form will be accepted. I myself has filled the form, so I know each and every detail of this particular form. So even if you will leave it blank, then your form will be accepted. Or you can just put religious and in the select others, and then you can put up whatever you want in that.
Now this is stating just one example. You have to make sure that you do not fill any of these things wrong, because we have just stated that if you are Hindu and if you are not in the minority section, you can just fill others and continue. Now stating another form, the ID proof factor, you have to make sure that Aadhaar card number you filled is perfectly right. Aadhaar card is going to play a big difference in this application, and you can carry any of the ID proofs.
They are listed.
They are listed, but we recommend that you carry your Aadhaar card.
Original Aadhaar card.
Yes. Now coming to the payment part. Many of the students are facing that the payment has been cut twice from the bank account, and yet the NBE says that the application is not being submitted or accepted. So first of all, you need to know that whenever this kind of situation happens, the bank will automatically repay you back. So you don't have to worry about that. But in this case, you have to make sure that your application is not accepted by the NBE, and you have to fill it again. For the other thing, that a student might fill two forms. Dr. Saab had a recent scenario where a student actually filled two forms, right?
Yeah, yes, not one. There are like many students. Why? What has happened is, in the panic situation, the particular city was not available, so the student has taken up any other city, and now the NB has added more slots in that particular city. The students were taking up filling up a new form. So please remember, friends, I have a very small advice to all of you, is that please don't submit two forms. Okay, submit two forms means that you are submitting the application. Filling the application doesn't matter unless you have submitted the application, irrespective whether you have paid it or not. If you have not submitted the application, it is something like reviewing the answer. Okay, unless you have submitted the answer. Okay, so different on this different aspect. But please remember it, that don't submit the two applications. If you have selected, let's say a student from Chennai, he has selected Hyderabad because that Chennai was not available. And now the Chennai slots are there and he is picking up another form. Make sure that if you have already submitted the previous form, don't do that, because it is very clearly written that submitting the two applications simply means rejection.
Will cancel your application.
Please don't go into that particular part. We are there for you, and if so that is why we are recommending it to the students that if your own city is not available, anyways you are going to another city, just wait for 2 more days. There are a lot of chances, like NB has given this, that they are adding more slots in different cities, so they will come up with more. And even if they will not come, anyway you are going to a different city, so whether you are going to an A different city or B different city, it will not make much difference. Okay, you are anyway going out of your comfort zone. But if you will wait for 1 or 2 days, there are chances that you may get a slot in your same city. Okay, because now all the cities, if you're gonna see, I went through the form, all the major cities have been filled up.
Like I believe that
Maharashtra,
yes, I believe
everything
that
has been filled out except Pune.
Exactly.
A lot of written. Now in Mumbai, everybody prefers to take up these cities, so they will add more slots. And if they are not adding anyway, you have an option available with you. So don't be in a hurry. You have a time till 27th November. If your city of choice is not available, wait for a day or 2. Okay, AIMS exam is coming up. Just pick it up. Don't waste your too much time. Please
thinking
make sure
about
that,
this.
You are those who are specifically aiming for the AIMS also.
And as for the Delhi students, for the starters, if you want to fill the form right now, you can actually choose between Noida and Greater Noida. I've heard that Gurgaon has already been filled. So just choose between Noida and Greater Noida. We do not have a confirmation that Delhi might add more students, but for now NBE themselves has stated that many cities in the south will now have more centers.
But they have not yet put the name of Delhi in that.
Yet put the Delhi name. Now, another thing that many students are facing, one was the payment criteria, second was a 2 application thing, third was the photograph, the signature and the left thumb impression. Many were confused that maybe they have they have put the wrong photos. NBE has clearly stated that the photograph should be between 10 to 50 KB. So if you put a 1 MB picture over there, it is not going to accept it. As for the left thumb impression, the markings should be clear in the midst. So don't press it too dark. Just press it lightly over it so that you can see that the clear markings are visible in the center of the thumb impression. That is a very necessary fact for that thing. And as for the signature, keep the signature between the box. And if you have a very lengthy signature, just keep it short for that moment. It should match your exact signature in your Aadhaar card, but it should be just, it should be between the box. Many students are going, covering every aspect of that, and then they are trying to scan it and put it in there. And the computer is not accepting that. So keep it clear, keep it small, and keep it between the box. Dr. Saab, I think there are a lot of many queries which you might be facing by the students.
Yeah, one of the query is like internship date, as I told you also. One is that they have put up a wrong photo. So again, I told you that apart from the first registration, anything else can be changed. So even if like mistakenly on your laptop or on your computer you have selected a wrong photo and you think it has been uploaded and you have already submitted the form, so don't worry. You have an option to edit the form. You can change the photo. I tried to do it myself and I have done that. Similarly, you can change the signature, you can change the thumb impression, and also that see, these are very minor things. Okay, just if your thumb impression is not very dark, don't think your application is gonna get rejected. No, even if they were gonna do that, they're gonna send you a caution mail on that, like what AIMS has done. Like what has happened in the AIMS, that lot of students have got a reply from the AIMS that the photo is not according to the standards. So they gave a window of 1 week or more than 1 week where you can do all these kind of modifications. Okay, so you need not to worry. These are small things, but it is giving you lot of apprehension. So please don't worry about that. Single most important thing, again I am repeating, that focus that your information, the Aadhaar information is right, your payment went through, you have submitted the application, you have selected a city which you think will be comfortable for you, where you can go and give the exam, and please concentrate on your studies. If you will concentrate on your studies, that is gonna give you the rank, and if you get a rank, nobody can take that rank from you. Don't worry about that.
And do not bank on the NBE helplines too much. If you want any of their help, just put them a mail so that you have official proof that you tried to correct your mistakes. And for any other help of any sorts, just mail us on studentsupport@dbmi.edu.in or put your query on Facebook Premier Group of DBMCI, and we'll make sure that we resolve your every query. I think that's enough for us.
Yes.
And that's me, Dr. Nachiket Bhatia with Dr. Rajat Jain. Thank you for listening to us.
Best of luck, friends.
Best of luck.